As he said, I'm Sharon Knitter with Cars.com, but today I'm here in the capacity of the IAB for the Mobile Committee. Since its inception in 2007, the Mobile Committee has been an important forum for IAB members whose businesses are really being transformed by mobile. So that means basically all of their members. And our goal is really to educate marketers, agencies, and publishers to help further grow this marketplace. As David was talking about, our ongoing efforts include the mobile ad measurement, but today, just released this morning, we have the mobile in-app advertising benchmarks. And I'd like to give a shout out to Joe Lasso. I'm not sure where he is, but I'd give him a lot of credit for making this happen. The goal of this, what does a benchmark do? You notice we didn't say standard. The idea of a benchmark is because it's really the very first one. And part of the issue with mobile, whether it's mobile web, in-app, any kind of advertising across platforms, is it's complex, it's difficult to do. So the idea is, how can we somehow wrangle all of this, get publishers and advertisers on the same page so that we can make this a much easier and more efficient marketplace? And I think this is what this will do. And to that end, this brings us today to our panel, where we want to introduce these how-to presentations, how to get started, how to bring great creative across platforms, and then, most importantly, how the heck are we going to measure all of this? So on behalf of the IAB, we have this panel, but I'd also say what we really want to think about are both sides of the equation, right? The advertisers as well as the consumers. A great consumer experience, again, leads to great advertising. So for introductions, I could sit here and your eyes would all glaze over and you'd immediately be looking at your email, right, as you listen to me go on and on about how wonderful our panelists are. And trust me, you can read their bios. They have lots of letters after their names and they've received lots of awards. But I'd ask them, where would they rather be than here? So what are they really giving up by being and talking to you guys today? So we have quite the range of the answers to that. So first, Cheryl Lucanegro, who's immediately on my right, on this side. Basically, if you can't pronounce her name, you say lukewarm egg roll very quickly and you get very close to that. So I hope I didn't butcher it too much. Cheryl's the Senior Vice President of Advertising Sales at Pandora, who I'm sure we all love and use all the time. And where would she rather be? Well, with a name like Lucanegro, it doesn't surprise me she'd rather be in Italy, doing lots of other things. So that's great. In the middle, we have Richard Ting. Richard is the Vice President and Executive Creative Director of Mobile and Emerging Platforms at RCA, which makes his title the only longer one than I've ever seen besides mine. So welcome. And where would he could be anywhere in the world, where would he rather be? Brooklyn. Why? I ask you, and this is where the great personal sacrifice comes in. Right before he came on stage, he got a message that his daughter fell down in dance class, so she has a bump on her head. So he'll be racing out of here to see his daughter right after that, who obviously would rather be with Dad anytime. And lastly, and I think very importantly, Elaine Bromley, who you won't see a lot of information about because her boss threw her under the bus and said, here, you go do this instead of me. So I think she should get a round of applause just for that. She's the SVP of Consumer Service at Bango, and she's going to tell us all about measurement and things like that. And where would she rather be? Well, she's a rower, so she would be rather rowing on the River Cam, and instead of being at the Cambly Bumps, does anybody know what that is? It's a big rowing race. She's here. So lots of undue personal sacrifice from all of our panelists, so I'd like you to give me a warm welcome as we bring Cheryl up.